Happy New Year and welcome to Business Matters, a program produced by the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with ActonTV. I'm your host, Kathleen McDonald, Executive Director of the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. Business Matters is a program which features chamber members and highlights information important to businesses in the Middlesex community. I have the great pleasure of welcoming to Business Matters David Feakes, who is the founder and owner of the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm. Happy New Year and welcome to Business Matters, David.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm so glad you are. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I started my law firm originally in 1998. We really rebranded as the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm a couple of years ago. I started my firm really when my oldest child, Hannah, was a young baby. And at that time, I was working as a litigator in downtown Boston. I'd been doing that for about 7 or 8 years and was taking the commuter rail train back and forth from either Littleton Station or South Acton into Boston, an hour and a half each way. Realized one day that I had, as I was thinking backwards, that I'd gone days and days and days without seeing my daughter with her eyes open. I was missing feeding her, I was missing bathing her, I was missing her reading her bedtime stories, and didn't want to do that anymore with a 10-month-old baby. And that was the decision to open up my own firm. We started in Littleton. We were there for about 6 or 7 years. We moved to Acton, and we've been there ever since. And as I said, about 2 years ago, what started off as Feakes Associates, I rebranded into the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm in recognition of the niche work we were doing. We really do estate planning for parents with young families. That's the piece of work that we do in the estate planning field.
Very, very good. And quite a story, that the personal connection of wanting those family quality times to be part of your overall life. Very, very important, since you're, connecting with families from a legal standpoint as well.
It turns out that they were all connected, and I didn't always see the connections, but they were there the whole time.
Can you describe to me a little bit more about the term personal family lawyer, what that entails and what it designates?
It's a designation awarded by the Family Wealth Planning Institute. So as a personal family lawyer, I have made the commitment to work with growing families. In the estate planning realm, but there are some personal family lawyers who go beyond just estate planning into business planning as well. But it's a commitment to work with growing families, and it's a commitment to be there as a lifetime lawyer for not only the clients themselves, but obviously with estate planning, if anything ever happens to our clients, we're there for their families. So our clients know that we're there to work with them as their families grow, to make changes as their families grow, but if anything ever happens, we're there to help their family as well. So their family will always have someone that they know and trust that they can turn to.
So that level of continuity is so essential.
Estate planning is a lifetime process. It's not something that you do once, stick on a shelf, say, thank God I got that done, now I never have to think about that again. It's an always evolving and changing process, especially for young families who are growing and changing on an ongoing basis.
And tell me a little bit about how the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm is different from other estate planning firms.
So, well, first of all, our niche is families with young children, and so that's a little bit unusual in the estate planning field. More traditional estate planning is focused on clients who are in their 60s or 70s and 80s who are more concerned about transitioning wealth to the next generation. But families with young kids have very different needs, and sometimes they don't even know what it is that they need. So first of all, that's what makes us very, very different. We focus, because our clients really have young kids, we're really focused on making sure the kids are protected no matter what. So a strong focus and commitment on guardianship, and that means naming long-term guardians and short-term guardians, and then maintaining this ongoing relationship with them over time, so that they always know that we're there for them as their needs change.
And for us viewing our segment today who don't really understand much about estate planning, can you give us an overview of an explanation?
Well, the first thing to know is, and a lot of people think estate planning is not for me, and all kinds of people think it's not for them for a variety of reasons. I'm single, I'm married, but I'm still young, and so nothing's going to happen to me. But estate planning really is for everybody. And really good comprehensive estate planning is going to cover about 3 different core components. If you have young children, it's going to cover guardianship, naming the people you trust to raise your kids the way you would want them to be raised if you are not there. So that's one core. Another core is making sure that your assets are transitioning and are going to the people that you want in the way you want. And if your kids are young, making sure that there are people there to manage those assets and take care of the assets until your kids are old enough that they can do it themselves. So that financial piece of it is a second core. And then the third core is what we call not what happens if you die, but what happens if you don't die. And that is the disability planning. If you become disabled and you can't make decisions for yourself, healthcare decisions, legal decisions, financial decisions, it's making sure that there's a good plan in place so that the client themselves or the clients themselves are cared for if they can't make decisions for themselves. So all three of those pieces together make up a really good comprehensive estate plan. It's not just for the wealthy, and surprisingly, most people are surprised to learn that if you live in Massachusetts, you're wealthy even if you don't feel wealthy from a tax perspective.
Tell me a little bit more about some of the unique services that you offer your clients.
Well, first of all, for families with young kids, we offer our unique kids protection plan. And what that helps clients to do is identify the people that they want to take care of their kids. Now, most parents are always and already thinking about long-term guardians. In other words, if I die, who do I want to take care of my kids? Who do I want to raise and love and take care of my kids until they are 18 and they're legal adults? But kids protection planning goes beyond that to identify, you know, if something happens to you on a Saturday night and your kids are home with a babysitter and your long-term guardian lives 2-3 hours travel time away, what's going to happen in those 2 or 3 hours? What happens if there's a police officer standing on your front doorstep and your kids are home with a babysitter who doesn't have any legal authority to be with them? So our kids protection planning helps clients to identify people who live close to where they live who can come over and be with their kids on a short-term basis until their long-term guardians can arrive and take over. That's something that was always missing from traditional estate planning, which is really just focused on those long-term guardians. But it's a scenario that I thought of myself for my own family, that my wife and I thought about. You know, if we were out on a Saturday night at dinner and a movie and something happened to us and we know our kids are home with a teenager, what happens then? And as we thought that through and realized that the police might be calling in the Department of Children and Families and that our kids might be removed from our home and placed with strangers, we knew that that was something that we never wanted to happen to our daughters. And I've never yet met a parent who would ever knowingly let that happen. And so our kids protection planning takes care of all of that. And that's really what is one of the more unique things that we do. We offer the lifetime planning, which is excuse me, unusual in estate planning. Quite often it is put a plan together, come in, sign some documents, we'll see you to the door, and you might never hear from that traditional estate planning lawyer again. And you don't know when it's time to make changes to the plan. And then the last thing that we do that's very, very different from other estate planning lawyers is our legacy planning. Because for a lot of families, naming guardians and identifying what happens to the assets is really only part of the plan. The most important part of the plan is the things about each of us that we walk around, our hopes, our dreams, our visions for the future, what we want our kids to grow into, that if anything ever happens to us, that can be lost forever. And our legacy planning interview is part of all of our planning levels, and it helps our clients to capture and preserve those important intangibles so that it's available to their kids and to their guardians and to their families going forward.
Very thorough, very well thought out, really being very proactive in this incredible process. I'm really impressed. Tell me, you know, we've just talked about these 3 levels of planning that you just talked about. Now, for our viewers, how are your fees structured in relationship to those levels?
So different levels of planning, because we recognize that estate planning is not a one-size-fits-all transaction. Different families have different needs. They maybe want to start at one level and move themselves up. But all of our fees are flat fees. There's no hourly billing in our office. None of our clients get a bill at the end of the month. It's flat fees laid out up front, so everybody knows right up front what the potential cost of planning is going to be. And what that allows clients to do is to make informed, intelligent decisions about what level of planning is right for them and what fits into their budget. No surprise bills. You know exactly what's coming. What we promise is no surprises ever. You know right up front what this is going to look like. And in some of our planning levels, we do have fee ranges because there are some options, especially in a trust plan, where some options that can be built into the trust itself. But again, we always explain those right up front. This is why there's a range. This is what it means. Here's where potentially you could fall. And you're in, if you're the client, you're in complete control of the whole process in deciding where you're going to fall.
That's great. That's great. It's just such a sound business plan, as well as a wonderful legal counsel and expertise that you're offering your clients. Tremendous. Tremendous. Now, I'm someone who's planned and thought about and gone through with a will, but is that enough? Is that where I should finish? Or should I just start there?
For most people, I would say generally speaking, for most people, a will is probably, in and of itself, is not enough. Even if you have grown-up children, we talked about the three core components. A will would certainly cover the financial aspect of things, but again, the disability documents in case you're still alive but just can't make decisions for yourself. Now, if you're the parent of a young child, a will is definitely not enough. And the reason why, even from a guardianship perspective, is because in a will, you're only naming long-term guardians for the kids. And the will is only effective if you've actually died. Now, as a lawyer, I could create a scenario in which you're not able to care for your kids, but you might still be alive, in which case the guardianship nominations that are in your will are not enough. So again, as part of our overall kids protection plan, we're not only naming guardians in a will, we're bringing those long-term guardianship nominations into a separate document that would be effective in the event of a long-term disability, and obviously, as we've talked about, doing the short-term guardians as well. But for most people, a will probably not enough. Maybe if you're 25 years old, no kids, not married, even then you should still have a power of attorney and a healthcare proxy so other people can make those kinds of decisions for you as well.
And tell us, what's the difference between a will and a trust?
The fundamental difference between a will and a trust is how the assets are going to be dealt with immediately. A trust is often called a will substitute. Both are going to have instructions for how you want your assets to be distributed and who's going to be in charge of distributing those assets and making the kind of administrative decisions around that. The difference is that assets that go through a will always go through a court process, the probate process. Assets that are owned in the name of a trust don't go through that court process at all. So a trust is a way to help your family to avoid probate. There's some downsides to probate. It's long, it's expensive, it's public. And so if everything goes through a will, that's always a public document. And for better or for worse, there are strangers who could walk into the probate court and pull out your will after you died and see who your kids are, how they're getting assets, when they're getting assets. And there's a lot of families who don't like the idea that kind of all of their business is out there in the public realm. And for them, a trust works really well because it keeps all of that private.
And so how often or what's the timeline for someone to review their plan?
My
suggestion?
Yeah, my recommendation is usually at least every 3 years. And for growing families, it's got to be at least every 3 years because changes are happening so rapidly. But even if you're older, every 3 years, because here's why. You know, your finances change over time, your family situation may change over time, the laws that have an impact on your plan definitely change over time. And so you want to think of estate planning as not something I do, check it off as on my to-do list and say I'm done. But you want to think of it as something that is going to change over time as your personal circumstances change. So at least every 3 years in our office, we invite all of our clients to sit with us at least every 3 years for ongoing plan reviews.
Great. Just a couple of things I want to make sure that we get in. Tell me, your firm works with other professionals who are involved in connected related insurance agents, financial planners, like CPAs?
Absolutely. We have a lot of friends and financial advisors and insurance agents within even the chamber community that we reach out to and cross-refer with. Financial advisors, life insurance agents are really easy fits for us both ways, both to send work into us and for us to send work back out to them. But even other lawyers who don't work in the estate planning arena, family lawyers, business lawyers, real estate lawyers, So a lot of CPAs, we do a lot of cross-referring with CPAs. So there's a lot of people in the chamber community that we work with, see on a regular basis, and we're passing business back and forth. And that's helpful for all of our clients.
Great, David. Last minute advice to someone who's sort of had this on their to-do list for quite a long time. So what would you advise them?
My advice would always be to start somewhere. A lot of young families come to us and come to our workshops because they just don't know how to get started in estate planning. They know they need to be doing something, but they don't know where to start. And so my advice is to start somewhere and decide and then move forward from there. We have a saying in our office that some plan is better than no plan, even if it's not the perfect plan. So start somewhere and you can make the plan better as time goes on.
Well, this has been extremely informative, and I've been very impressed with your thorough approach to your niche market. And I wish you and all of the associates at the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm much continued success in the new year.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're most welcome. And I would like to remind our viewers to buy your tickets now for the Chamber's annual award celebration and scholarship fundraiser, taking place on Thursday, February 9th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Westford Regency in Westford. Early bird price tickets are $70 per person through January 13th. After the 13th, individual tickets are $80. I urge you to go to mwcoc.com to register for this event today. This promises to be a wonderful celebration of the business and community stars in our Middlesex West region. We will be back with our next guest in a moment.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Welcome back to Business Matters. And now I have the pleasure of welcoming to the show Carolyn Reed, Executive Director of the Habitat for Humanity North Central Massachusetts. Welcome, Carolyn, and Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you.
So let us know about the mission and the vision for your organization.
So Habitat for Humanity has been around for 30 years.
Wow.
And we're set up in different independent affiliates. So our affiliate covers 25 cities and towns in north central Massachusetts. And our vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And our mission is to build homes, communities, and hope. That's
a fantastic mission. It just is so heartwarming because home means so much to all of us. And that's like an inalienable right.
Right.
To be able to have shelter.
Right. And the stability it brings to families and the strength it brings to families can really make a difference.
Tell us a little bit more about your service area. I know you said 25 towns, but can you give us more of a sense of what you cover?
So we're in western Middlesex County and northwest Middlesex County and then northern Worcester. So Acton is the far eastern side of our service area, and we cover Littleton, Boxborough, and all the way out to Gardner, Fitchburg, and we will do some projects in Winchendon coming up too.
Wow, so that's a big geographic scope.
It is. It's pretty much up and down Route 2. So we've got the Route 2 corridor here. Yeah.
Tell me, what programs do you offer?
We actually have 2 different programs. So most people know us for our home building program where we build decent, affordable homes that are energy efficient as well. But we also have a critical home repair program. And with this program, we'll help families who are in need of repairs to maintain their affordable houses. So not necessarily Habitat houses, and we have yet to do a critical home repair on a Habitat house. It's any affordable house in our region.
That's wonderful. So there's 2 different application processes?
Yes, they're related, and the 3 criteria to become a homeowner or a partner family for either program are related. So the 3 criteria for partner family application is income. So our families earn 20 to 60% of area median income. It's need, so they have to have a need for a home and their existing place isn't working for them for some reason, or they have a need for a critical home repair to be able to stay in their affordable home, and willingness to partner. Our homeowners for the new houses put in 200 to 350 hours of sweat equity. So they help to build their new home, they get trained on maintaining their home. So it's a big commitment. And then for the critical home repair, it's 8 hours of sweat equity for each $1,000 of materials.
That's great. So it's really helpful for people to understand the criteria and how they can meet those criteria to apply for those programs.
Right, exactly.
So tell us about the projects that you're working on right now.
Well, we just completed 2 critical home repairs in Littleton. They were both repairs to roofs. So that winter 2 years ago, really, any roof that was on the edge really needed help. So we helped 2 families out by replacing their roofs. So we completed those, and right now we're working on a critical home repair in Winchendon. And it's an accessibility remodel as well as some weatherization projects. So some of the windows needed to be replaced, the bulkhead needed some work, so we're doing both of those. And our next home build, which is very exciting, is on Henry Street in Fitchburg. So it's right off Water Street. It'll be a single family accessible home. We're in the process right now of selecting the partner family for that home. And we're working on wall panels inside, thanks to Mackey Building Centers.
Wonderful.
And then we'll dig the foundation shortly and build that house within this year.
So is there a groundbreaking planning for that particular home?
Yes, we had a blessing of the land as soon as it was gifted
nice.
to us, which was just wonderful. There had been a fire on the property, and it was a triple-decker, and the property owner gifted it to Habitat, so we had a blessing of the land. And then when the weather gets better, we'll do a groundbreaking for it.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Any other projects coming up on the docket?
Well, we're working with the town of Acton on some possibilities for projects here in Acton. We've built 2 homes so far in Acton, and it's just such a wonderful town to work with. And the affordable housing crew is just wonderful here. So we're looking at that. We have a property in Stowe, so we'll be building on Pine Point in Stowe coming up. And then we may be building in Ashburnham shortly too.
Very good, very good. Lots of irons in the fire, as they say, right? Right. So we talked about the criteria for these, for the Habitat houses as well as the critical home repairs. But how do families qualify in terms of applying and walking through the process?
Right. So for the new homes, as soon as we acquire land, we open up the application process. So we'll have information meetings to walk families through the application and to assist them with the application. And then we'll have several meetings after to review the applications. We'll do home visits with the families and assess the need and willingness to partner, those criteria as well. So we really help the families through that process. So that's the application process for homeowners. For critical home repair, that's ongoing. So there's an application on our website, which is ncmhabitat.org, and families can look at the application, they can fill it out, and we assess those ongoing. Our strategy is to build 2 homes per year, but do 8 to 12 critical home repairs.
And are you pretty much on track with your goals?
Yeah, in 2016 we finished 2 homes in Air on Central Ave, and we did 8 critical home repairs.
Wow, hard at work.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
So how can people volunteer for Habitat, and what kind of work would they be doing as volunteers?
Well, there's many different ways that folks can volunteer. They can volunteer on a build site. We generally build Wednesday through Saturday every week. So they can volunteer. No construction experience is needed. We have a wonderful construction manager who teaches the crew every day.
That's great.
How to build what we need that day. We also can always use help in the office, and we can use any type of help. Database help, research help, writing grants. We have a very, very small staff, so we rely on volunteers in the office. And then we have a Restore. The Habitat Restore is on Route 117 in Leominster, so it's on Lancaster Street in Leominster. And volunteers help us run the Restore. And the Restore, it's a home improvement store. So we have items donated to us, and we can pick them up. We have a truck, so you can call us, and we'll come pick up the donated items. And we take construction materials and appliances, upholstered materials. So we'll take anything in the Restore, and we resell it. And we use those funds to help us build homes.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's really nice.
So anyone can buy?
Anyone can come in, right. So we offer items at a discount, so it's very good for local landlords with affordable apartments or families who need discounted items to come in.
And a little bit more about how people can donate to Restore. I know you said they'd be glad to pick things up with your truck.
We will. So you can come to our website and it will link over. So you can come to ncmhabitat.org and it will link over to the Restore, or you can go to Restore NCM as well. And you can see when we pick up and what areas we're in, and then you just give us a call and it gets scheduled.
Excellent. Very, very good. It's really wonderful about how we can be creative and think about how we can help others in need.
Yeah, and I think it is a creative way, and it serves so many different needs. So it keeps items out of the landfill, which is very, very important. It provides a place for homeowners who need discounted materials, and then it helps fund our building for families in need of affordable housing.
So speaking of funding, tell us a little bit about your other funding sources, how you get the money to build and repair these lovely homes.
That's a great question. Every affiliate, we're part of Habitat International, but we're independent and independently run. So we have our own board of directors, we have our own limited staff, and we raise all of our own funds within the region and then do our projects within the region too. And it was a very smart way to set up Habitat because each region is a little different. So some regions may have lots of land, but not a lot of volunteers, or in our region, land is harder to come by. So we have different challenges and different ways to build. So we're set up independently, and we raise our own funds independently within our region.
So what are some of those fundraising projects?
Well, we do have 2 appeals per year where wonderful donors in the region will help us to build. We have a number of corporate donors who help us as well. And corporations can schedule a build day as well and bring a crew in. So it's a great team building day for a corporation to come in as well. We do have some grants, and Middlesex Bank is a very generous bank and is helping us with our critical home repair program this year.
Wonderful.
So that has been wonderful for them as well. And then each year we run 4 fundraising events. So we have one on March 24th. That's dueling pianos.
Oh,
it's
fun.
very fun. Yeah, if you've been to one, it's a blast. On May 3rd, we have a breakfast. And this one's going to be a really interesting one. We have Mike Tugias coming to speak. He was one of the authors of The Finest Hours. So he'll be speaking on our breakfast on May 3rd. And we, in 2016, did a home repair for one of the Coast Guard servicemen featured in the book The Finest Hours and in the film. So it's really amazing. His life is amazing. And we really want to highlight his life and all that he's done in his life and in his service to the country.
Wow.
So that's on May 3rd, and then we'll have in the fall our golf tournament, the Building Dreams Golf Tournament, and then our wine and whiskey tasting, which is always fun as well.
That's wonderful. Lots of variety and lots of opportunities for people to come and support, have lots of fun, but support such a wonderful organization as Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Now, if I'm a business owner, and you mentioned corporate sponsors, how can businesses get involved with the Habitat for Humanity North Central Massachusetts?
So there's a number of different ways. We do have a cause marketing program. So we have a number of corporations who make regular donations and become partnered with us on the cause marketing side. Exit New Options Realty is one of our cause marketing partners, and every agent donates a percentage of their commission from every sale to help us build affordable housing.
How wonderful. So
it's just amazing. We have other smaller corporate partners who will come build with us several times a year. Workers Credit Union is one. So it was amazing in AIR. They brought in this crew and helped us put the trusses on the roof for the homes in AIR. So it was amazing. It was such a great crew came in and helped us on that really important day to fly the trusses.
That's wonderful.
So they can come in and help on the build site. We have corporations like EMC who come to the Restore and help us there, pricing items and getting them on the floor and loading them in people's cars when they come to buy.
That's
so
wonderful.
There's many ways.
It's wonderful how we all are reaching out to try to give back in our communities and realize how interdependent we are, how we need each other, you know, and it's very wonderful examples that you're citing, Carolyn.
Yeah, and there's so many generous people in the area and companies in the area, so it really builds your faith, and we're amazed every day at how generous people are in our communities.
Totally amazing. Tell us a little bit about some upcoming events that you would like all of us to know about, that we can start to get involved with and get on our calendars.
Well, I really do hope that people put the Dueling Pianos event on March 24th on their calendar. And you can buy tickets at our website and join us for that event. Tickets are $30, so you can come and see that night. And it's just a fun night. We'll have the silent auction, and the comedians that we have performing are amazing. And so it's a really, really fun night.
And where is that being held?
That'll be held at the Bull Run restaurant.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's a great event. And then May 3rd, it's a breakfast at 7:30 in the morning, and that will be at the First Parish of Bolton. So it's right on 117 in Bolton.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So if people want to get involved on a volunteer basis, or businesses want to get involved, the best thing is to contact you at the office, or to go online?
Yep, either way. I'm there every day, and we're right on Great Road in Acton. So we're right, we're near Trader Joe's, one of my favorite places, and right across the street from Bob Moran's used car lot. So we're right there. So they can stop in and see us. They can call the office at 978-348-2749. Or you can sign up to volunteer right on our website on ncmhabitat.org.
Excellent. Excellent. Very, very good. Well, we wish you and Habitat for Humanity, North Central Massachusetts, tremendous, tremendous success in this new year.
Thank you so much.
It's such an incredible organization with a tremendous vision and mission, and we wish you much success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. To all of the business professionals and business owners in the Middlesex community, I would like to encourage you to start off this new year with following through on a New Year's resolution to invest in your career and business success by joining the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. Take advantage of the many benefits of membership available through our vibrant, dynamic chamber. There's networking opportunities that help you make the connection so vital to your business and career success. There's promotional opportunities with avenues to expand exposure for you and your business through marketing, advertising, and sponsoring. And there's also professional development and business education opportunities that help you stay on the cutting edge of your profession and career. Take advantage of these benefits and many, many more by joining the Chamber, and you can join online at mwcoc.com or by calling 978-263-0010. Join today and start a trajectory to success in 2017.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Now we have a treat for everyone, a wonderful video that ActonTV has produced of the Chamber's highly successful Taste of Middlesex that took place at the Westford Regency on November 15th. We are looking forward to an even bigger and better Taste of Middlesex in 2017. So mark your new calendars now for November 2017 to make sure you are part of the Taste of Middlesex, a food, wine, and beer extravaganza showcasing the top restaurants, wineries, and breweries in Middlesex. Enjoy!
George here for Talk of the Town. We are here at Westford Regency for the Taste of Middlesex. We had a chance to talk to some of the vendors for this exciting event. Stay tuned.
Gino Ferraroni, I'm a Rotarian from actually, I go to 6-7 clubs a week. This event, they do a phenomenal, beautiful job. I mean, all these vendors, they are a top, I would say top 10. They for donation and for charity. They call me Gino for Venice. Everything is done here is superb. And the food, you can taste anything you want. It's unbelievable. They do this every year. and if you come, you will see that Gino was right.
So I'm Kelsey and this is Antonio, and we are Global Wines. We're based in Framingham, Massachusetts, and we're an importer and distributor of quality wines from around the world. Tonight we brought a few of our favorite selections from Italy, Spain, California, Argentina, and New Zealand.
Here we have the selection is our Prosecco. It's a Borgo del Collo Alto. It's a Prosecco DOC from Italy. It's perfect for any occasion and for a holiday season.
We also have a private label called Wicked Wines. This is our entry-level fruit-forward brand. Very great value wines, all imported from Spain and Italy. Also great for any occasion, great for the holidays, great for hosting a party. Awesome juice at an affordable price.
Welcome to Roach Brothers. We do creative entertaining, catering for all occasions, small or large. Let us take care of your business. Today we're going to have cocktail quiche, assorted flavors. And over here we have a couple different salads, curry cauliflower, and a broccoli veggie crunch.
Hello, I'm Meg. I'm from Whole Foods Market in Westford. Today we have a variety of cake balls that we're sampling at the Taste of Middlesex. Also our tea cookies. And I'd invite you to come in store, check out our new store. Lots of amazing offerings. You can also order your Thanksgiving meal there.
This is Noel Powell with Aaron App Cellars. Excited to be here at the Taste of Middlesex, and we're offering our wines that are handcrafted here in Westford. Be purchased online or at any of our retail stores or farmers markets.
We're at True West Brewing Company, located in Acton, Massachusetts, 525 Massachusetts Avenue. We're a scratch kitchen with about 45% of our ingredients for our food sourced locally. We have a brewery on site that produces a minimum of 8 beers on tap at all times. The 4 that we have here today are the Colonial Gold, the Pumpkin Riot, which is a pumpkin ale, spiced ale, Ruckus IPA, which is our top seller, and the Brown Bess, which is our American Brown Ale. And so we're also having an event coming up on Saturday, November 26th, called the Hometown Throwdown. This is a 21+ event, I believe, only, and it's $25 for each ticket. And you get 3 drink tickets with that, either beer or wine. So come down with your family and meet some old friends.
Hi, I'm Deborah O'Kelly, and our business is Golden Girl Granola. We sell, well, we make it in Shirley, Mass, and the thing that makes our granola special is that it's crunchy, wholesome, and delicious. It's crunchy because we have a double baking process. We hand stir the granola halfway through the baking process to make sure every grain gets toasted. It's wholesome because it's all whole grain and it's good for you. All healthy ingredients go into it. And it's delicious. We sell in a lot of local stores. You'll find us in a lot of the Whole Foods, Donnellan's, Crosby's, small specialty stores, and Roach Brothers.
So Concord Tea Cakes is a bakery located in West Concord. Today we brought with us our lavender lemonade cupcakes, a macchiato cupcake, and a peppermint crunch chocolate cupcake, and macaroons.
Definitely come down and place a cake order. As you see, we have some beautiful cake designs that we can do for you upon request. So come on down, check out our dessert menu, and place your order.
Have you booked your holiday function or winter outing? You ought to think about the Outlook Restaurant at Neshoba Valley Ski Area. We do functions both for winter when we might be out there snowboarding or snow tubing. What a fun activity that is. No skill to slide down the hill. And then the Outlook Restaurant and Lounge can cater your event. We specialize in steak, seafood, and pasta. We do cocktail parties, luncheons, and dinners. Hope to see you there or out on the slopes at Neshoba Valley Ski Area at the Outlook Restaurant.
I'm Annie from Annie's Gluten-Free Bakery. We are a wholesale gluten-free bakery in Shirley, Massachusetts. And we supply all sorts of treats and savories to restaurants and specialty stores. So that's it.
We are from the Curry House, a new upcoming restaurant in Chelmsford. We'll be located in 313 Littleton Road. This is our second location. The first one is in Franklin. Check us out in the www.thecurryhouse.com for more details and opening dates. Looking forward to serve you. Thank you.
I hope you can join Business Matters in February as we look forward to welcoming to the show ChiroPro Performance Center, Maynard Education Foundation, and Cornerstone Dental Group. Thank you for watching Business Matters. The Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce would like to acknowledge and thank our broadcast sponsors, Emerson Hospital and the Westford Regency Inn and Conference Center.